So this one asks, find the height of a rectangular prism with a surface area of 286 inches squared and a base measuring 7 by 9. So if I'm looking at this, I know my base is 7 by 9. That isn't really drawing to the best scale. So what I'm looking for here is the height here. So what I'm going to do is I know I'm dealing with surface area, so what do? I just start with the formula for surface area. So surface area is equal to two bases, one on the top, one on the bottom, plus the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. So I'm going to plug in all the information that I know. My basis is the length times the width, and I know that it is a 7 by 9. I know that the perimeter of the base is 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7, and I don't know the height. So I just solve things I know I can solve from here. Can't really do anything with the 286, so I just bring it down. I know that 7 times 9 is 63, and I know that 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7 is 32, and I still don't know the height. So I see if there's anything else I can simplify again. 286, I just bring it down. 2 times 63 gives me 126 plus 32h. And from here, I see that it's just a linear equation. I can solve it. It's a two-step. I get rid of the 126 because there's no h with it. Remember, I'm trying to isolate the h. This leaves me 160 is equal to 32h, and I divide out by 32. H, therefore, is 5 inches. And that's just what I wanted. Number 5. How does doubling the height of the height and radius of a cylinder affect the surface area? A bit of a typo. How does doubling the height and radius of a cylinder affect the surface area? If you want, you could do a cylinder with the radius of 5 and a height of 1, and then one of 10 and 2. Okay? If you were to find the volume of this one, it would be 2 pi times 5 squared plus 2 pi times 5 times 1. Remember, 2 pi r times 2 plus 2 pi r times 1, because that's your height. So this gives me 50 pi plus 10 pi, which is 60 pi. And if I do the volume of this one, it is 2 pi r. 2 pi r is 10 squared plus 2 pi, my r is 10, because this is the circumference right here, times my height of 2. And this gives me 200 pi plus 40 pi, and this is 240 pi. So what happens? It multiplies by 4, because 60 times 4 is 240. But obviously we can also do this algebraically. So here we go. I'm talking about surface area, so I'm going to start with the original formula for surface area. I have 2 pi r squared, because pi r squared is one base, but I have two of them. 2 pi r is my circumference times the height. So this is your lateral area and your basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double the radius. So I multiply the radius by 2, and I'm also doubling the height. So this gives me 2 pi, and this is the quantity squared, so it will be 4 pi, 4 h plus 2 times 2 times 2 gives me 8 pi r h. So then the 2 here and the 4 here multiplied together to give me 8 pi r squared plus 8 pi r h. Now, keep in mind that I'm comparing this to this original problem. So I kind of want to see what I need to pull out. Well, if I pull out 4, I factor out a 4 from here, from the first part and the second part. That leaves me 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And this is the original surface area formula, and I've multiplied it by 4, so it multiplies by 4. So that's how you would do it algebraically. And the last one here on this page. Determine the radius of a cylinder with a surface area of 70 pi inches and a height of 2. So we're talking about a cylinder, and we're talking about surface area. So I'm going to start out with surface area equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And I'm going to fill in all the information that I know. Surface area is 70 pi equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r times 2. 70 pi is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 times 2 is 4 pi r. Remember, if at any time, please push pause. You can always just take a minute. Now, I see that each one of these has a pi in them, so I can cancel out the pi. I also know that each one of these numbers is divisible by 2. So I'm going to make this 35 equals 2r squared plus 4r. And now I use what I know about quadratics, that good old quadratic formula, or factoring, in order to solve this problem. I subtract the 35 from both sides. 0 equals 2r. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a mistake. I hope you caught it. When I divided by 2, that should just be an r. Plus 4r minus 35. Oh, 2 mistakes. I hope y'all caught this. When I divide this by 2, remember I didn't divide that by 2. That would be 2. So when I factor this, this is r plus 7, r minus 5. Remember that it is equal to 0, so this will be r plus 7 equals 0. So r is negative 7. And r minus 5 equals 0, so therefore r is equal to 5. 5 inches is my answer.